What is up, YouTube, and welcome to Behind the Wall, presented by Perky Jerky. I am Junior Nation 578, along, as always, with my co-counsel, Thermite 917, and Kane Junior 88. But tonight, we have a very special guest, and that's right, he has risen from the dead. We found him along the road, but we put him in the car, gave him a warm meal, and he is back to life. Damani
That's
HD
right.
has graced us with his presence. What's going
Hey,
on,
hey,
man?
hey, thank you very much for that Salisbury steak. That was a very nice warm meal that you guys just happened to have in your little Land Rover. So I'm pretty good. I'm ready to discuss some stuff. And yeah, let's do it.
Well, well, he's excited. I'm excited. So let's get right into it. Thermite, why don't you give us the race recap for the whatever the fuck it was, 500 at Bristol?
All right, yeah, the race rundown for the Food City NRA Bass Pro Shops Bristol Irwin 500 night race. Um, the first stage was really exciting. There was a lot of good racing, especially the end between Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson. Kyle Busch got the first stage, and then second stage, some other stuff happened. I know there was a hard wreck between us and Dylan and the 33 of Jeffrey Earnhardt. Dylan cut a tire, spun into the 33 pretty darn hard. And there were a few other minor wrecks, cut tires here and there. Matt Kenseth won the second stage. That was a nice little sneaky thing by him. He had a good entire race after that too. Just couldn't pull off the win. Uh, Eric Jones gave it his best shot. He was up front, probably most out of anyone. But Kyle Busch ran him back down and got the lead and held him off and won the race, completing the Bristol sweep. That piece of shit. I mean,
God damn it, Kyle!
yeah,
Kyle!
yeah. He said this sweep was harder than the last one. I guess it was harder to beat the 19-year-olds in the other races this time. But I mean, it was a cool celebration. You could tell he was happy about it. But it's good for his fans, not good for us. So
Yep,
let's go right to the race
that's
ratings
right.
because I mean it was a typical Bristol race. I think. What would you guys give it? Tyler, go ahead.
Well, thank you for that. I give it a 6.5 out of 10. I feel like the race itself was pretty good. It kills me right now to have to not be biased, but it was really solid. There was some great racing. Uh, And even though that Eric Jones led 258 of the 500 laps, and it was pretty much dominated by the Toyotas, there's obviously just still was some good shuffling, uh, solid amount of bumping and banging, just a little bit. It had shades of classic Bristol, not to mention being able to race on the bottom and on the top. It's what we wanted to see. It was a good. It was a pretty solid show. But obviously now my bias is going to kick back in. Asshole winning. Really that's like just taking a large shit in my cornflakes, and I don't appreciate that. So, Damani, I want you to jump in there for the first time ever. Give us a race rating.
All right, I'm gonna uh, go with a 6.5 out of 10. I like how what you said. It was too grooved. So you saw some stuff on the bottom, saw some stuff on the top, and that's kind of what you want to see. And the racing was good at the front for most of the race. So it wasn't quite a 7. It wasn't a lot of exciting wrecks or whatever, exciting racing, except if it was for like the top 3. So it was pretty good. What do you think, Kane?
Well, obviously, I say this a lot. I know you guys are getting tired of hearing it, but you can either have great racing and shitty results, or shitty results and great racing. Well, tonight was definitely a case of the former. It was definitely shades of the old Bristol, but obviously Dick Face winning didn't really help. But it wasn't a complete bore fest, so I'm gonna give it a 5. It's not perfect Bristol. It's not like Bristol of old. I mean, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done, but overall, this is definitely a
Oh
step
yeah,
in the right direction.
I think I'll give it a 6.5, just like Tyler and Damani. I almost want to give it a 7, but I don't think there were quite enough memorable moments. And yeah, the bias comes in. Kyle Busch swept the weekend, and there just wasn't quite enough carnage for Bristol. I don't think. Like Tyler said, there were shades of Bristol. Insert picture of me wearing shades. But there was enough bumping and running, some good moments. I just wish there was a little more. It could have been better. So yeah,
All right, our topic for the week is a simple chase preview and kind of a recap of the year thus far, kind of some good moments, bad moments, stuff, just a general conversation about everything that has happened. So I've run 24 races now, 2 races left until the chase starts. We have Darlington and then we have Richmond, and a lot of things are set in stone. We've had many different winners, and there's a lot of people that are on the outside looking in. Eric Jones obviously got really close tonight. He is one of those people that is well outside of the chase, and he needs a win to get in. He's just among many. Daniel Suarez, Trevor Payne, Dale Jr., LOL. That you know what? I think my favorite moment of the year thus far, I think it's been when Ryan Blaney won Pocono. I thought that was a really cool win, a cool deal. Wood Brothers. Ryan Blaney's a cool dude, man. He's gonna be hopefully winning a lot of races for years to come. It was just like a great ending to a race. You know, it was like Pocono is not usually that exciting, and it wasn't like a side by side finish or anything, but it was just really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'll expand on that. I'll say I enjoyed all the first time winners, even Austin Dillon. I don't really have a race in particular that was my favorite, but I liked the feel good stories. The guys winning for the first time, being all happy in victory lane and whatnot. Stenhouse. I'll even throw Kyle Larson in there. It's cool to see him win 3 races so far this year. It's just nice to see that excitement back and the young guys, proving that the future is bright.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like a mix between, favorite moment and just some that sticks out to me. But if you look at the standings after the race, it's pretty funny just to see that Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is ahead of so many good drivers in the chase right now, sitting pretty with 2 wins with the plate tracks. So
yeah,
that was honestly, if you think about that, because when there's not a lot of action in a season, you gravitate towards, oh, well, what are any feel-good stories, like you just said. So I think that Stenhouse just kind of popping out, too, is pretty funny. It's pretty cool, though. He's up there, and honestly, I think that Clint Boyer is going to beat Jamie McMurray in the chase. I think McMurray, if it comes down to it, one of them being eliminated, I'd go with Clint Boyer. So
I think we can also agree that Logano's going to be out.
Logano's not making the fucking chase. No.
He's not. But
Fucking
guess who else
squinty
isn't?
douche.
Dale Jr.
Well, Joe Logano's going to be enjoying some cucumbers.
Daniel Suarez is actually 20th in points. That's pretty funny.
He's 20th in points, but I almost think he should be higher. He's had a lot of good runs lately, just sneaking in those top 10s. I don't think he really gets many stage points, though.
No. He doesn't have any.
Suarez is a really weird case because it's like he just runs like such shit, and then a couple cautions will come out, and next thing you know, he's just like thrust up into 6th or 7th or.
Well, he's got a good pick rate. Think of what team he's on. Joe Gibbs.
That's true, and
Stop City.
Well, yeah, and they make a decent amount of adjustments and end up getting some solid results. I still think it's gonna be a while though before he wins a race. He's not at that point yet,
Right.
At all, and they're behind the 8 ball a little bit, but he'll get his feet wet at some point. And Eric Jones is now definitely clearly better than he is.
Oh yeah, that was expected, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. Even though Suarez won the Xfinity Championship, I still firmly believe that Eric Jones was better than him in the Xfinity car. Just circumstances worked out in his favor in the final race in Homestead last year.
Cool wit.
Parker in the fucking bus.
Yeah, all right. I actually might have a favorite, and that would be I would have to say Kurt Busch winning the Daytona 500 was definitely a favorite moment this year, especially seeing Tony Gibson going nuts on the pit box. That was just so fun to watch. And not to mention, not only that, but the car. Oh man, all the damage on that thing.
Kurt Busch wins with damaged cars. You remember Martinsville. Martinsville was outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree.
That's going to make a sick race to win diecast. And hell, NASCAR Heat 2 is offering it as a pre-order bonus, too, with all the damage on it. It's like, wow.
It was a really badass car, so it's definitely one that stands out as a good moment. I would say I mean, all the ones we just covered are literally the best moments of the year. Least favorite moment of the year. Whoa, oh boy. Oh, the continuation of the overtime line.
Oh,
That's
damn it,
my
overtime
least.
line.
That's the
God
least.
damn overtime line.
God damn it, overtime line.
Oh boy.
Oh, does this thing get? It made me so salty. Just the fact that they continued with it to start the year, and it took them over half the season to get rid of it was pathetic. There were races that were determined, the outcomes were just decided because of the overtime line. Dover, in particularly, really, really salt my shake. That was a great race that had a terrible finish because of the overtime line. So yeah, I'm kind of like cheating a little bit. There was several races that kind of got screwed by the overtime line. So, but just that entire thing in general is the thing that I probably hate the most. I hate it more than Kyle Busch, and that's saying something. It really is.
Wow.
Mm.
I got a couple things for least favorite. I will say I think the Cup car still has a lot of work to be done to have great racing. They went with the lower downforce package, even lower than last year, and teams caught up with it pretty quick. And there's been a lot of strung out green flag racing. I mean, yeah, it's been competitive, but I just think they can make the car a lot better. We had a whole topic on this before. What could we do to make NASCAR better? And that's still something they can work on. Another thing is, I loved giving the crying towel to him, but freaking Kyle Busch. I mean, he has pissed me off so much this year, winning all of those Xfinity and truck races, stealing all of the candy from the young guns. It just gets old so fast, and just the arguing between Kyle Busch fans and non-Kyle Busch fans, and oh, Kyle's the best because he beat Ross Chastain or Brennan Poole, who also sucks. But
Fuck Brennan Poole.
Fucking
Yeah.
Brennan.
If you've been a victim of him, you might be entitled to compensation.
yeah,
Fuck you, Brennan.
but yeah, I mean, and he's been so whiny about so many things. Just it seems like more than usual. It started out with getting pissed at
Yeah.
Goodyear when it's not really their fault, and it
Just
just
start out with
escalated.
fucking Alex Bowman, man. Like,
Yeah.
you go back to the Clash. He has been bitching every single week this year. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I got a couple moments, and one of them kind of flares off the continuation of Kyle Busch talk because he recently said that he's not going to continue KBM. I think if they don't let Cup drivers race in a certain series, is what I think it was. I think really in the past couple of years, it's kind of died down. There hasn't been a lot of Kyle Busch complaining and everything, but this year in particular, there has been a lot. I agree with that. And it kind of goes to show the selfishness of a driver. Just because you don't like the rule, you can't just kind of cancel operations. Because I'm sure there was a lot of people who didn't work for other teams in NASCAR who just came along to KBM. And once that stops, where are they going to go? Everything kind of changes. You're just changing things for a lot of people because you don't like something.
Yeah, and I agree with that. That's kind of what I think it is. Because he claims, it's a money issue. If he can't run the races, he can't develop his team. I think that's complete BS.
It is complete
I,
crap because
I even
he finds good drivers anyways.
yeah, like he discovered so many drivers. How are the drivers going to get better? By driving the freaking cars and trucks.
That's right.
So
And they're not going to be better by watching you
yeah,
take off.
yeah,
I'm sure that's not how anyone would like to learn.
exactly. So I do think he just wants to add to his win total. And I don't even know why he
Yeah.
still runs Xfinity. There's no reason to run that. He doesn't have a team there anymore.
KVM has sponsorship. Okay, so they can shove that up their ass. That again, Todd Gilliland brought fucking pedigree. That kid's gonna end up running full time. JBL sponsors Christopher Bell, whatever Switch and all sorts of shit on Noah Gragson truck. I don't want to hear that. They have the sponsorship. I'm sure they could figure out a way. Kyle's comments are directly related to NASCAR potentially changing the rules, and because he's pissed off about that, he made those comments. I don't think they're directly related to the financial situation of his team. I think that's bullshit, like you already said.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it is bullshit. I don't know. I have one more kind of worse moment to wrap it up, and we can get to Kane. But probably the worst. And it's one of those changes that's just like, wow, it's a long time it's been this way, and now it's going to change. It's definitely Matt Kenseth leaving Joe Gibbs, because first you got used to him in the 17, then you get used to him in the 20. Now he's going to bounce around like a fucking basketball. Who knows where he's going to be? Hope it's for good, but that's definitely not a highlight of my year.
All right, Game, why don't you go ahead and give us some bad moments? You've bitched about plenty of things over the years, so fill us in. Tell us what you think.
Well, let's see. One of them just happened tonight. Fucking Kyle Busch getting the trifecta weekend sweep at Bristol for the second time in his career. Oh my god, that salts my Skittles right there.
Salts my Skittles.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, Rick Allen wouldn't shut up about it all fucking night. It's like every 30 minutes he has to mention, oh, Kyle Busch is going for the weekend sweep. We fucking get it! Yeah. That's another thing that's pissed me off this year, is Rick Allen. I mean, I was so happy when he went over to London the last 2 weeks and Lee Diffie called the races for him. That was a nice change. But then he comes back tonight, and oh my god, I did not miss him one bit. Ugh. Man, Rick, seriously, go back to fucking ARCA, all right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep.
truck racing.
Yeah. But obviously, I mean, Fox wasn't that much better. I mean, obviously DW was still his old senile self, and Gordon was still good, but still, fucking DW needs to fucking go, all right? The worst moment of the year, Junior announcing his retirement. Oh my
Crying
god.
towel goes the cane.
Yeah. I don't fucking care, man.
We've done it before.
This season already sucks, and it's not. Junior made it worse.
Would you rather have Junior retire and maybe end on some kind of a high note, or stick around a few more years and finish like around Matt DiBenedetto and Derek Cope?
Good question.
Well, I don't know. The whole organization has turned around, first of all. But
Well, I can't put on the whole organization. Let's just face it, man. Dale's not doing great this year.
Oh yeah, it's not just Hendrick either. It's all of Chevy that's struggling right
It's
now.
all of NASCAR.
Except for it's all in NASCAR. It's all a monster.
Damn it, Monster.
God damn it, monster. I'm gonna throw in a couple of other small last things that kind of sucked on the year. Red Horse Racing, their trucks shutting down. That was sad. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
That was a disappointing one. And Greg Galding losing his ride at BK, that was a really heartbreaker. LOL. Fuck that kid. Let's move on. Who do you think are going to be the final four when we go to Homestead? I think I could answer for all of us, really. Two definites, and that's Martin Truex Jr. and Kyle Larson. These two have been the two, like, pretty much all year. Rarely have they had problems. Sure, they've come. It's natural in racing. I believe they both had, maybe had a couple DNFs, something gone wrong, weird in a race. I mean, Martin Truex Jr. finished 21st in the race tonight at Bristol. So but still, their speed has been so consistent, and it would really shock me if both of them are not racing for the championship at Homestead.
Well, and with Truex too, he has all the playoff points, so he pretty much is a lock.
Absolutely. 35 playoff points, if I'm correct. That's insanity. And if I also heard this, like, if you move on to the next stage, you get those points again to start.
Yeah. And you also get 15 playoff points for a regular season champion.
Yeah, and he's going to win the regular season championship.
Still mediocre.
Who else is in the Final Four?
Dickface.
Yeah, I think so, if Gibbs keeps improving like they have been lately.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd put him in there. I don't know about Jimmy Johnson, really, because he's one of those. He'll either keep finishing just inside the top 10 or top 15 and not really do anything in the chase, or he'll win every race in the chase and be the champion. I don't know which Jimmy Johnson year it is right now.
Yeah, we're not really sure, but if it's a dangerous one, then it's dangerous. If he decides to pull into the Jimmy Johnson that can pull off like top 5, top 10, most of the chase races, get a win or 2 or 3, like, and don't think it's not possible because it definitely is.
It is.
It's happened before. He's the only guy in a Chevy who I think is capable of doing it right now. So that's always been the case because he's just that mentally good. He's still in the game for sure.
Yeah.
But I definitely agree. Larson's a shoe in, I think.
That last spot,
That's a tough
I would go
group.
with Harvick almost. He hasn't really shown the speed that he has, especially in a championship year. But I think in the chase, he can kind of, pull a Jimmy Johnson type thing and maybe step up his game a little bit, win a couple of races, and just kind of barely make his way into the final four and make something happen. I don't really see a Kenseth or Hamlin doing it unless, they really turn it up.
Maybe Hamlin.
Maybe.
It's just a really tough call on that fourth spot because I think about guys like Brad Keselowski. He was strong earlier in the year, but Penske has really gotten into a slump. He's still been better than Logano, but granted, he's just still not having the consistency or speed to really compete. Chase Elliott, he's currently 7th in the regular standings. Obviously, he still does not have a career win, and he's like kind of in the Hendrick weirdness right now. I mean, like they're quick enough. They've been running better. He's been having maybe a top 5 race and then ending up in the bottom half of the top 10. And sure, that'll get him through a round or two, but I can't see him making to the final 4 unless they really step up their game. Matt Kenseth obviously said about he might not even make the chase right now on points, so he's real iffy. I think he will still end up making it ultimately into the chase, but they're going to need a little more consistency and regular stage points in order to really have a shot. Jamie McMurray, he's just been kind of there. I don't really see him as a championship threat at all.
No.
Clint Boyer, him either. No. He's like right on the chase cutoff. Jimmy Johnson's actually currently 11th in points. I'd like to think about that for a second. Even though he does have the 3 wins. Also, this is the fewest top 5s, top 10s, laps led of his career.
Wow.
At this point in any season. So he's on a slump statistically.
He's on a slump, right? But he's the kind of driver to bounce back, though. We've all seen it.
I know.
He's still capable.
He himself is capable. The entire company has to find speed, and it starts with them.
And if they can do it, then they'll put their eggs in Johnson's basket. I think they should. I'm sure Chad Knaus is already going to put a lot into it.
I got one guy that I got circled as a dark horse, who I think could potentially be the 4th guy. They just have to have really good consistency. Ryan Blaney.
I was just about to say that.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. I was just thinking either Ryan Blaney.
I just feel like they're just so good. They're just on the cusp of getting a lot of
they
good
remind
results.
Me what Ryan Blaney's doing now reminds me of what Logano and Keselowski were doing at Penske's prime a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So I agree. Ryan Blaney is the only Penske. He's not on Penske, but you know what I'm saying. He can put
He's
it.
about to be.
Yeah, absolutely, and he can put it in the top 5, top 3 right now. Brad Keselowski can't. I don't think Joey Logano can. He can do it. He can go up there and race with those guys. And this is the point in the season where it's like 2 races to go. You're going to turn things around. So if he can do it, I would say that if, we're talking about Hendrick turning things around, then why can't Chase give it a shot? I think he is also thinking, let's just end it the best we can and really turn up the performance.
Just looking down the points list a little bit further, Kurt Busch, he's been very, very uncompetitive for most of this season. He's had a couple of solid races here and there, but not much since winning the Daytona 500. Joe Logano, obviously, he is not going to make the chase. I'll be very surprised if he wins either of the next 2 races. They just don't have the speed. Ryan Newman, he's in the chase. No. That's not happening. Him and Austin Dillon, that's great that they were able to get wins, but they are not even close. They have snuck out some top 10s, hell, even a couple of top 5s. I know Newman had a couple of them within a few weeks. but they're just not there. They're mainly a circumstance team. They take advantage of the situations they
Oh,
get. They're
Yeah.
not raw speed, and you're gonna need the raw speed in the chase, even when stupid shit does happen. It sometimes it's gonna be too few and far between, and ninth place finishes aren't going to get you to the final four. So I'm not looking at them. Same goes for Ricky Stenhouse. Again, glad he's going to be the chase. That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't see him going farther than the second round.
Unless he wins Talladega again.
Let's not count on him winning another plate race in a row. But he could get it done. He's been strong there. I won't say that. Uh, and the last guy rounding out the chase grid, Casey Kane.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Now, any of those guys in the bubble or that are 15th to 16th, they could pull a win. Once you're in it, everything changes because you're only really concerned about the other guys that are in the chase. If a certain driver can just make it in, even if it's surprising, that's when I think the biggest shift always happens. Obviously, because the effort is way more because you're excited that you're in the fucking chase.
Yes, but you know what? This year has been so predictable. You just know
True.
what's gonna be there, and you gotta look at what's been happening, like the literal facts that you're handed, and the situation that everybody's in right now, and you know who's strong, you know who has the speed, who's had it all year long, who's coming on a little bit strong as of late, and who's faded, and everything adds up, and it points to like Logano not making it. It points to Truex going so far into the final four. He's gonna win more races. Him and Larson. It's just everything just seems to like be falling in line. Like there's not a whole lot of surprises really. So that's one of like when I brought up earlier with the good moment of obviously the first time winners and Ryan Blaney being one of them. Like those are kind of surprises. So it's nice to see those type of moments, but they just seem to be too few and far between. I think that's just what you're gonna really see in the chase too. I can't see anything different other than Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, and Kyle Larson just delivering the fucking staff to everybody, and staff is euphemism for dick.
Give a champion for each of the top 3 series.
Having to think about this one a little bit.
All right. Trucks, Christopher Bell, and then Xfinity. I say William Byron probably gets it. Say Truex.
Yeah, I'll pick Truex for Cup. I'll go with Allgaier for Xfinity. I think lately, at least, he's been the faster JRM car. Byron's been consistent, and he has the wins, and he's an amazing rookie. But I just don't really see him necessarily going all the way with it. He could pull another Truck Series finish like he did last year and choke at Phoenix with the engine blowing. So I mean, who knows what could happen?
Yeah.
But I think Allgaier just is more of a threat to win every week, and Byron, he's just he goes on streaks here and there it seems, but he's overall consistent, just not wins consistent. And then Trucks, obviously, Christopher Bell, you can't bet against him. I don't really think Briscoe was gonna challenge him too much, or Johnny Sauter, or even Crafton. So Bell's just been on fire this year.
I'd probably agree with Christopher Bell, mainly because I don't watch trucks that much, and I just heard someone say his name twice, so I'll say it for the third time. Christopher Bell. For Xfinity, I'd probably say Allgaier. I agree with Thermite. And then something else that Kane also mentioned, it's pretty interesting when you think about it. You bring up the performance in Homestead, because it's so funny that that's what it comes down to now. You could have a driver miraculously get himself into the Final Four, and no matter what happens, it's always about how good you are at that track.
Yeah.
So for Cup, Kyle Larson is such a shoo-in because he's the man. He's going to be the new driver who's driving right up against the wall like Junior was some number of years ago, and he does it all the time. He handles loose race cars really well. That's why he performs really good at tracks that come down to handling and any whatever package that comes down to more handling instead of, the aerodynamics and whatnot. So he's like probably the top candidate for me. And, obviously a close second is Truex Jr., but I don't really think of Kyle Busch as a close third. I just think of him as maybe a contender. If something goes crazy on a restart and whatever, he can be there because he usually is. But I wouldn't think of him as consistent as Kyle Larson or Truex Jr. at this point. So I'm definitely going with Larson just because of Homestead.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And how he is. Yeah.
Yeah, Tyler?
I'm going to go a little bit different here, specifically for trucks. I'm going to go a little wild. I'm going to pick Chase Briscoe.
Mm-hmm.
He's been close to winning a race. There's still how many races or whatever left. They've had speed. Plenty of fast tracks. He's got some work to do. But I believe that if he can get himself to the Final Four, that he can compete at Homestead and beat Christopher Bell. I think that can happen. So he's fourth currently in the overall points. It's not really much of a long shot. I think that everybody's going to have a hard time beating Bell, but he could do it. So I'm going with him. Xfinity, I'm going William Byron. I'm sticking with it. He got the raw end of the deal last year in the trucks with the motor blowing at Phoenix and being out of that last round. I think he's going to get it done. He's going to be strong, especially in these Xfinity-only races. I really believe that they're going to come out swinging. And obviously he's got basically the same equipment as, Elliott Sadler, Justin Allgaier, but they've won more times already. And I think he'll be able to get it done. He'll get just a little bit more experience before this chase starts. He ends up winning the championship. He gets one in the lower series before he moves to Cup. And for Cup, Mark Truex Jr. finally gets it done. Should have won in 2015. He had a great year that year, but he's just had an unreal year, especially with all the stage points he's racked up. And obviously he's pretty much a lock going to Homestead. They're quick at mile-and-a-half tracks. If nothing stupid happens to him, I think it'll be pretty cut and dry, and he will win the championship. All right, I think that pretty much covers it all. Moving on. The trucks race again in Bristol this week, and you know damn well what that means. Where did Cody Coughlin finish? Oh, big old turkey clam. He came home in a solid result of 17th. Very Cody Coughlin-like. After starting the race in 8th place, which was actually a solid result in qualifying, that's un-Cody Coughlin-like, so wow, holy shit. Not to mention, he was also fastest in practice in one of the practices. Are you kidding me? Cody Coughlin does not do good things, but it looked promising. He had a decent-looking race going. He actually scored some stage points. Stage points! I mean, can you believe this shit? But he just had to settle for a 17th place finish, a lap off of the lead. So let's see what he had to say. I thought we had a tough in the first half of the race. We battled a lot of adversity through some contact with the other competitors and a cut right front tire at the end of the first stage. We don't know what happened. He wouldn't turn in the center of the corner. My guys worked really hard, and we all deserved a better finish. We'll keep fighting to not keep knocking off those top 10 finishes.
Oh my God!
Christ's sake, Cody, you've got one top 10 through 14. Let's calm down there, bud. All right.
All right.
So take it easy. I'm sure you'll work on those top 15s first. Well, maybe crash another truck or two. Michigan was fun, so damn, Cody.
Jags!
I tried to say it just like Kate.
That's like the loudest. That's like the loudest Amani's ever spoke.
No, it's not. It was still pretty faint, actually.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Ride the Jags Evolution. All right, it's time to hand out some awards for the Bristol race weekend. So, Nick, what is the first award?
The first award is Candy Stealing Bitch! And that goes to, obviously, Kyle Busch, because not only did he steal the candy from the truck and Xfinity guys on Wednesday and Friday, he also won and swept the weekend in the M&M's Caramel car. Next award.
All right, our next award is Tough Old Bastard. And that goes to Frankie Kerr, the crew chief for Cole Witt and the 72 team. Earlier in the day, I don't know if this was mentioned on the broadcast, but the car fell on him. Yes, the car fell on him, and he still managed to crew chief the whole race. Yeah, the only other person I can see that happening to is Tony Gibson. So it's nice to know that there's actually another crew chief in the garage area. That's a badass.
Yeah.
Frankie Kerr, you tough old bastard, you. Next award.
The next award is Night from Hell, and that was Brad Keselowski. My lord, he had quite a night, obviously, as the award suggests. He finished like 7 laps down, way back there. And like 3 laps into the race, he got kabombed fucking. It was like getting shoved out of a middle school lunch line. You're like, everybody fucking moving and shoving. They wanted their turkey sandwiches, and Brad was just like, man, I just want some lunch. And he couldn't get any.
No lunch for Brad.
Everything went to hell for him, and he just didn't even have a race. I can't imagine what that was like for him. So, poor old Bradley. Next award.
All right. This one's called Bushwhacked. It goes to Chase Elliott for, I don't really know what Harvick was doing during this, but he just got slabbered. You know, like someone was slicing a nice piece of steak. He just got cut right off and straight towards the inside wall. You know, I'm sure Harvick probably got bored in that run, cracked open a Little Debbie's, and just wasn't watching what he was doing. And of course, Chase Elliott wasn't supposed to get whacked like that, so it was pretty disappointing. So I was kind of rooting for him, and you know, Kevin Harvick ruins everything kind of this year. So next award.
Next award is Stuff the Wall, No Problem. And that goes to Trevor Bayne because late in the race, he cut a right front tire and slammed into the wall, and somehow he still finished 7th. Like, I noticed under caution, like, he didn't really have that much damage, but I thought there would still be something internally, like in the suspension. But no, he kept on going and somehow got himself a top 10. I don't know how many he has this year, but it can't be too many. So good job for those guys. They needed it. Yeah, next award.
Our next award is a cigar award, and no surprise here, it goes to Eric Jones. He started on the pole, his first career pole, and it came at Bristol. Who would have thought that? And then he goes out, he leads the most laps, and it looked like he was going to get his first career win at Bristol, joining a very, very elite list of drivers to have accomplished the feat at that little track. Unfortunately, fucking Dick Face had to come along and ruin it, and Eric Jones ended up having to finish 2nd. So, man, that would have been sweet to see him pull that off. So, we don't care how that he lost at the end. We're still going to give him a cigar. Way to go, Eric. Hopefully you're old enough to smoke.
He is, Kane.
Okay, well, that's good to know. All right, next award, please.
All right, the crying towel this week goes to Matt Kenseth for a whole lot of drama in the front. He's racing Eric Jones, who's replacing him for one. So I'm sure he's kind of salty towards that. Throw some extra salt on there. Waiter, please. Then, of course, you know, we had a little contact with Kyle Busch somewhere in pit lane, and ultimately kind of lost out to both of them and wasn't there when it was all said and done. So I'm sure he was crying with an apple juice answering questions from that odd broadcaster they brought in today. I don't know who that was, if you guys caught that.
That
it was
Otto
like that
Bolden?
Oh, yeah, that Otto.
Yeah.
Otto
He was just answering questions, and Otto doesn't know what to do at that point, so he's kind of just comforting Matt, and Matt's just really not taking it well. So
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, Matt Kenseth, you big crybaby! You're not gonna get no more free Dollar General items.
He already doesn't get any more free Dollar General items. They left, remember?
Fuck Dollar General. We know Thermite doesn't like them.
that's where he got those shades.
Yeah. Which are
Dollar
probably
shades.
worth $1 general dollar.
Yep. Bingo. All right, let's take a look at the best tweets of the week. All right, now there, as always, we have a couple of good paint schemes to showcase, so enjoy the quick montage. All right, now it's time to recap the fantasy picks from Bristol. And looks like Nick comes home as the winner once again after picking Kyle Larson, who finished the race in 9th place. But Kyle was able to get 41 points, which beats me, who had Kevin Harvick, who actually finished just one spot better than Kyle, but he only got 37 points. And Damani comes home in 3rd after picking Chase Elliott, who unfortunately finished 18th. And Kane, uncharacteristically, with Martin Truex Jr. finishing in 21st, very shocking result there. He was only able to get 18 points. So Kane will go first, making selection for Darlington. So Kane, who are you picking?
Okay, you know what? I'm not
What?
going to explain why. I'm just going to pick Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch is an ass.
Okay.
Why?
Because he's him and Truex and Larson are like the hottest guys right now. Let's be honest here.
Well, I mean, that's how you can feel about their personality and their looks, but how about their racing?
Ooh.
Well, that's what I meant about the race. That's what I meant about the racing. Damn it.
I know, it's called banter, Kane. Take a joke. All right, Damani, you're up next.
All right. I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to go with Kyle Larson.
Yeah, throw me off again, motherfucker. I'll dump your shit.
You know, I can finally pick, damn it, and I'm going to get the 42 because he's the hottest guy right now. And he's also pretty talented out there. So,
All right. I'm going to pick next, and I'm going with the defending winner, Martin Truex Jr.
Got a wrecked bucket of fuck.
Damn straight. That's it. Why not? I mean, come on. 4 wins on the year, fucking most stage points. Shut the fuck up, Clayton Hughes. We already know how many times he's won stages. Fall off the fucking roof.
What a clam bake.
Nick, who is your fantasy selection?
Well, it was going to be Martin Truex Jr.,
Eat ass.
but now, it's a tough one right now. I think I'm going to go with Kevin Harvick.
I swear to God, I'm gonna kill that fucker.
I don't know why, I just am.
ooh.
I think I'll have a good shot there. I was almost going to go with Kenseth, but I think I just have a good feeling about Harvick, so we'll see.
Alrighty. Fair enough.
All right, this has been another episode of Behind the Wall. Good race tonight at Bristol. There's a lot of action in the front, which is about all you can ask for these days because the rest of it's just kind of a bunch of other shit. With Middleburg 1, the cohort, Kane Jr. 88, some quality noises in there, always some good sound bits. Thermite for doing all the editing and a more than regular season effort into everything he does.
I appreciate it.
You've been behind the wall. Thank you. You've been behind the wall. Presented by Perk Jerky. And thank you for listening.
Because I'm surprised how quiet Kane is. Kane, say like a normal sentence.
Ah. I don't know.
Just the way just the way he just starts. He's like, ah!
Just say a normal sentence? Okay, fine. I just want to thank Chevy and Sprint, Kelly Blue Book.
Is there any boners that we could do, or?
God damn it. Are there? There might tell us all about it.
Well, we gotta have a boner.
Hello?
Kane?
You guys are
Kane?
cutting out horribly just now.
Okay, well then it's you.
Leave and
I
come
can
back.
hear you.
Did he leave?
I don't know.
Oh, here.
Leave and come back!
Oh, shit. Okay, hold on.
This is an every
Hold on.
fucking night thing. Thermite, do you want to do it, or do you want to let Kane ramble for 3 minutes?
that's the thing. I'll do it. I had rambling issues last time though, so I'll give it my best shot.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You fumbled it on the 3-yard line last time.
I
You
know.
you kicked it from the 3 back to the fucking 20. It was bad.
Yeah.
You're recording everything good?
Yeah. Been recording for
All right.
17 minutes.
Okay, goddammit. No attitude! Now silence!
I'd be happy to. It was what, the NRA Night Race Bass Pro Shops, Irwin Tools, Bristol.
What the fuck?
Oh,
Randall!
Randall.
Randall.
God damn it!
Fucking Randall wasn't doing his job again. Sorry.
Fucking,
Dude.
I'll strangle that fucking dog.
It's either clip the cord or kill the dog. You made the wrong choice. It was in a movie. I'm not being serious.
You mind if you get an early preview of the cane? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be happy to give the rundown. It
Okay.
God damn it, Kane!
Back in the
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god, what is this?
What the fuck was that?
I told you this is gonna be a great episode.
Kane, shut up!
Yeah, for you.
I'm fucking pulling out my hair again. You're getting whacked with it, boy.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Like, Thermite just getting ready. Oh, yeah, let's go ahead and. Gang, I'm back!
Alright. I will give it 6.5, just like Tyler and Monty. I would almost give it a 7, but I don't think there were quite enough memorable moments that... what the hell am I talking about?
Nice job, dickhead.
Tyler gave it a 6, you asshole.
I gave it a 6.5.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, well, I'm the asshole. Shut up, Thermite.
There was some bumping and running. Some, what's that?
So is somebody putting fucking, like, is he walking around on Olive Garden putting pepper on a fucking salad, or what the hell was that?
I don't know. It wasn't me.
What?
It was just a weird noise. Never mind. Forget about it. It seriously was like, hey, pepper? Yes!
Oh my god.
Okay, we can get through this.
We can.
Alright.
Man, it's a great fucking glazed cinnamon bun, damn.
Why don't you go drive off to fucking Arizona to get yourself in Arizona? And then come back. We'll just wait for you.
I'm thinking about going to get another one.
Hope you don't fall off a cliff.
Hope you don't turn your lights off and drive at night.
If you that one, go.
We'll do Kane first.
Oh man.
God damn it.
That's the thing. There's like, I don't know if I have a favorite moment because mostly this year has sucked.
You suck.
You ass!
You suck. Do you want someone else to
I'll
go
do
first?
one. I'll do one, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. Especially, with everything that Kurt was through, like, just 2 years ago, with the whole domestic violence case against his ex-girlfriend, and then 2 years later, he's in victory lane in the Daytona 500, and he and Gibson are, like, doing shots or whatever.
Well, Kurt Busch was taking shots at her.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Personally, I hope he beat the shit out of her in the motorhome.
Ooh.
Yep.
Fuck that bitch.
Ooh.
Yeah, she deserves a fucking straitjacket, that's for sure.
You don't want me to hit you.
Yeah.
Meme credits go to me if you flash that right now.
Absolutely.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. He's a
Yeah.
fucking tool shed.
Yeah.
Ah! Ah! Damn it! Yeah, that too.
Thank you, Kane.
Thank you.
And Kane with the old thank you, Kane. And, that just kind of shows, and I kind of agree with Thermite, that in recent years, he hasn't had a lot of PC sounds to come up randomly in this podcast.
Fucking Kane.
Fucking Kane. God damn it.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry doesn't mean shit.
I don't mean fucking shit.
Hey, come here, boy. That doesn't mean fucking shit.
Wipe my hair again now. Kane, give us some worst moments. We know you bitched about plenty of things over the year.
Well, one of them
Yeah, you
just
fucking
happened.
bitch.
One of them just happened tonight. Kyle Busch fucking
Wait,
getting the
Kane, start
triple
over.
header sweep.
Don't you know, like, you're
Damn.
being talked over right now? You just keep going.
Sorry.
He interrupts us, we catch it immediately. If someone interrupts him, he just keeps going like nothing happened.
I know.
Oh,
God
God.
damn it, Kane. We're gonna call you Clueless Kane.
What was that?
Holy
I sound like fucking Austin Dillon's car after that wreck. Like,
Oh my god. I was gonna say you sound like Austin Dillon going down as his fucking fiance. She's like,
Austin Dillon after he works at fucking 7 a.m. to 12 a.m.
he's trying to find the little man on the canoe.
He's playing slip and slide.
Oh god.
With the wrong banana.
All right.
All right.
So,
All right,
okay.
Kane.
So...
All right, Kane. Give us some bad moments. God damn it.
Yeah, Kane.
Yeah. Kane, we know
Do we
you
have to try that again?
Yes, we do. Shut up. All right, Kane.
All right, go.
Damn it.
All right, Kane. We
Yeah.
can bitch about plenty of things over. God.
That wasn't me.
That was fucking
Fuck
Thermite. Thermite went in with like a
Thermite.
Thermite went in with a fucking
Oh.
owl call.
God damn
Okay, fine.
it. God, don't make fucking shit.
Jags.
Thanks.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
but
Okay.
I will just. Nice, calm, and to hang out.
All right.
All right, Kane. We
All
know
right,
you.
give it to him.
God.
see you in time. And I'm not even the one doing this.
Hey, if Thermite's gonna play along, I'm playing along.
Yeah.
He's the editor right now.
Damn it, Thermite.
Damn it, Thermite. All right, Kane, you've had plenty of things to complain about over the years, so why don't you go ahead and give us your worst couple of fucking moments while dickhead fucking McGee restart jumping, cocksucking, licking ballsack fucking interrupts me in the background.
I was just laughing quietly.
Bullshit.
But for the record, fuck
my
off.
Wow.
Okay.
I called you about like 8 derogatives right in a row. So.
Yeah, you're gonna be a season champion when you race shitty people.
Oh boy, that's not true.
No, but, I mean, would you rather... I'm talking here!
So obviously, again, we have run 24, 26 regular season races. Thermite knows all about regular season, and we're getting ready for the chase. So, dick. Calm down there, Tourette's.
Bigelow.
Yeah, calm down there, Bigelow. Nick Bigelow. Nick Gigolo.
Male Bigelow.
No, Bigelow.
Male Niccolo.
Oh my god, that's funny. Alright, it's time to hand out some awards for the Bristol race weekend, and no boner this week, except for Kane. But the first
Naughty
award...
Kane.
Yeah, naughty Kane, you know it.
Holy cow!
Holy cow. Kane, you dog.
It's so funny that you mentioned dogs.
Yeah, I mean that's the way you like it. That's what Skadoodle said.
That's gross.
Screw
That's
her.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Need to put her in an outhouse with Austin Dillon's fiance. Alright.
He also won and swept the weekend in the M&M's caramel car, or caramel, whatever you want to call it.
Cara ass.
Ass, Mel.
Creative.
That was creative. I came up with that all by myself, or Tyler did, whatever. But
Regular season effort.
I steal your joke and your girl.
Yeah. Oh.
But not my championship.
Oh. I got my own championship.
Yeah, I know. It's right there on the invisible shelf. It says regular season. Right discussed.
That's right.
I'm proud of it.
Dusty.
Yeah. It's Dusty as Dale Jr.'s trophy case.
Ooh, that's a stab. That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Unfortunately, Rick Allen was back from London. From London.
Oh, wonderful!
I wonder if he hooked up with Monica there.
Oh my god.
Oh goodness!
He's in bed with her. Oh, problems.
Problems! Oh, and around goes so-and-so.
And there goes the Trojan.
Oh
It's
my
all
God.
across the room.
I'll tell you, Rick Allen is the worst thing to happen to racing since fucking V Dreamer.
You mean Darlington, as Ward Burton would say it.
I'm gonna kick
What?
you right in the fucking nutsack.
Or Carlington.
Yeah.
Fucking Carlington. That's a real funny one. We just took the D and turned it into a C.
Oh God, could you imagine? That's why I
Ew.
kind of want Junior to win. They'll call it Dalington.
Oh, for
I don't
Christ's
think
sake!
they will.
Uh-huh.
First of all, he's not going to win. Second of all, you can't change the letters around enough to make it work. So
No.
First of all, he's not gonna win.
Alright.
Fucking Nick had to piss all over it right there.
Alright, that wraps it up for this episode. You've been behind the wall. So, this has been with Middleburg 1, Thermite 917, and Kane Jr. 88, and I'm DeMonte HD. And this has been Behind the Wall, presented by Perky Jerky. It was a pretty good race, so we'll see you next time.
You basically just did it backwards.
I know.
That,
I didn't realize it
I
until
don't
it
know
was
what to
over.
rate that one.
Alright, this wraps up. Hold on, I'm gonna face the other way just for no reason. Alright. Let me get ready here. Okay. You know, Kane Jr. 88, with his, you know, he sounds kind of more funny than he actually is, no offense. And then, of course, to the man here, Thermite 917, who puts a regular season effort on the track. I was gonna say, puts
You can't even do it.
Puts a super effort into editing, but I fucked up. Oh shit!
You
I gotta
suck
do
ass.
this.
That's you, Thermite, in the chase.
Yeah.
Oh shit! It's so hard.
For the Monty HD, I don't know how to do an outro.
But at least I can win a championship. All right. So, you know, and
The fuck was the